150 days, 5 months later, we have Major League Baseball, and it is your favorite panel. Going from right to left, we have Kaden Hughes, Riley Morgan, myself, Drew Landon, Katie Pfeffer, and Jackson Cash. And first off, we are going to start with our 3 to C, and we are going to be talking about Cal Raleigh and how he is 2 for 15 right now. So, anyone want to start us off there?
Oh, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. It's pretty straight to the point, no fluff.
I go 2.8 out of 10. That's what I would say.
Cool.
That's so far. Start. We'll see how it
Letterbox
goes.
ranking,
Yeah.
that's like a 2.
Yeah, like a 2.
2
Yeah,
out of
for sure.
5.
Yeah.
We got to ease into
You're kind of, this is ball knowledge, but you're kind of the week 1 Cal Raleigh of hosts right now, honestly. Which brings me to our first segment.
Thank you for
reintroducing. Okay. Thoughts?
Cal Raleigh, yeah, I'm starting to think maybe last season was a fluke. Like I don't.
In 1 week.
I'm just saying.
You're so quick to assume.
I'm just saying 10 strikeouts, and you're 2 for 15, and maybe it's the bad juju from the Randy Arozarena like shaking hands like during. Did you see that?
What is juju?
I did too.
Randy went to go shake Cal's hand during the WBC, and Cal didn't shake it. Gave him attitude. It was a whole,
this is karma.
It was a whole like
That's
beef
what I'm
thing.
hearing.
Yeah. So I don't know, bad juju, maybe fluke.
What is
like
juju?
look it up.
Okay. I
Like juju on that.
guess I'll never know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree. It's been 1 week. This is like, what are we talking about? I mean, he's 2 for 15. That's not like, I mean, he could, like, if he goes like 3 for 3 tomorrow, like, he's perfectly fine. Like, at that point, yeah.
5 for 18.
Who cares? He's 5 for 18. That's like a 270 range or whatever. Yeah, he's fine. I don't care. I feel like a lot of the first few weeks of baseball, the end of the semester for us is always hard because I feel like it's just a lot of headlines and then us being like, who cares? The sample size is too small, and so I'll get that kicked off, I guess, for this year. But I don't. So that's my take.
Yeah, I mean, baseball 101, if you go 3 for 10, you're the best player in the MLB. That's just how it works pretty straightforwardly. And I think this isn't a big deal. 10 strikeouts is a concerning number, but I feel like over the season that'll get up. I feel like they might have just locked into Cal Raleigh's bats more because they had more time in the offseason to study his film and study his bats. It happened to Aaron Judge once over the last season. That's why he played bad in the postseason. Not all the reasons, but that was one of the main reasons that the Yankees established of why Aaron Judge's form went down during the postseason, and I'm sure you guys could come up with 97 more reasons why his form was bad then too.
That should be an episode.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what everyone said. As you said, if you go 3 for 10, you're a really good baseball player, but that doesn't mean you're going to go 3 for 10 every single – well, that would be impossible. But, that doesn't mean you're going to hit 300 every single game. You're going to have streaks where you're bad and streaks when you're good, so he's just starting on a very bad streak, and I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I agree with the rest of the panel here. It's too early to judge anything, and I do think the only concerning part about this is the 10 strikeouts and 15 at-bats. That is a little concerning, but yet again, it's the first series. Obviously, jitters coming off of possibly winning an MVP last year. Obviously, he probably feels a little bit snubbed about that, but other than that, I think it's not a great start for him, but I do think it's no room for concern yet.
We know the Pittsburgh Pirates are a consistently trash team every single year, but they usually have one guy that shows up by the name of Paul Skeens. But a concerning number that I have had to my attention now, 67.5 ERA. Riley, do you want to explain how that's possible?
Well, Paul Skeens, opening day starter for the Pirates against the Mets on Thursday, knocked out of the game before the first inning. Went .2 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, although I would like to argue that those runs were not earned. They were courtesy of O'Neal Cruz sucking it up in center field over there.
Agree.
I mean, probably the worst defensive performance I've ever seen in my life from a center fielder. I don't know why he was in center field.
World Series.
I don't know why he was in center field because he's a shortstop. O'Neal Cruz is a shortstop. I don't know why he was in center, but butchered 2 plays that cleared bases, allowed those 5 runs. And so, it really hurt Paul Skeens, but
I don't think this game was entirely Skeens' fault. I do think it was O'Neal Cruz absolutely scuffing it up in the outfield. Obviously, those runs shouldn't be placed on him. It really honestly should be,
they should be errors.
They should be errors on O'Neal Cruz. I don't think it's necessarily his fault, but he did not even get through the inning. He allowed 4 hits and 5 runs, only struck out of 1 batter. So I don't know. It's just too early in the season. We can't tell what's going to happen. So I think this could be a one and done for him. I hope it is. He's one of my favorites this year to repeat a Cy Young. So I don't know. I think it's just too early.
I feel like this is kind of like a problem with like ERA because most of the time coaches will be like, "Oh, that pitcher's ERA is trash. It means he's trash." Like, no, you have to like look at the actual metrics and the pitches that they're throwing because sometimes their outfield, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, I said in the intro, trash.
Well, that's why it's called an ERA and not an RA, because they accommodate for the outfield and stuff and the defense. But this is a brutal break. If you have Paul Skeens, you look confused.
Oh, Earn.
Yeah.
I see.
This is a break.
Like, what?
This is a tough break for anyone who has Paul Skeens in a fantasy league. I don't know if y'all play fantasy, but if you have a pitcher that has does this, it's just your week's over.
I
It's
saw
pretty
someone.
bad.
I saw someone scoring. It was like -40.
Yeah, because you lose points for allowing a certain amount of runs, and that's pretty funny. There's most go off of runs allowed. Some go off of ERA. If it goes off of ERA, then you just lost all of your points basically. Whatever you scored that week is gone, And so that's all I have to say.
Well, good thing we haven't drafted yet.
Good thing we haven't drafted yet. I would have been high on Skeens.
How is that possible? Like, how are we allowed to draft?
You can draft right before the season ends. It doesn't do 1 week. It doesn't matter.
Why? Okay.
Because
Do you have to set your lineup every day?
every week you'll press a button and you can auto-fill it and it'll say
Oh,
every
it's
day.
just-
Yeah, no,
yeah.
you don't. That's a good question.
Well, there's games every day.
That's true. No,
Yeah,
it'll
it's
set
like,
them for the week and stuff. Yeah.
It's like it's about to be a full-time job. Anyways, last point on what we're actually talking about. I just have to say, as a solo Mets fan on this panel, is that I think this has more to do with just the Mets' stellar offense. than
No.
Paul Skeens.
No.
The
No.
Mets don't have a stellar offense. It's bad.
No,
it's
they
a bad
do.
offense.
But they just put up 5 runs.
O'Neal
Against-
Well,
Cruz.
Paul Skeens, his ERA is 67. When it's not that impressive to put up 5 runs against him.
I'm going to be a contrarian to Katie's point, and I'm going to mention the next person we have up, which is Bo Bichette, who is 1 for 14 with 8 strikeouts from the plate. This was apparently supposed to be the Mets' big signing. It was supposed to be the next big thing, going alongside Juan Soto, and it looks trash. What are we thinking?
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Great.
I like Bill Bichette. I think this is going great.
I saw
Bichette in the Met.
Mets fans have already booed him. He struck. He
They
struck.
already are
He
booing
struck out yesterday with 2 on, and they booed him. Third game into the season, and he's already getting booed. Why do people go to New York? Why do people play in New York? Mets. They never win. They don't have history of success, and all their fans do is boo their players if they do somewhat bad. Why are you signing there?
We should go to a Mets game and not cheer for the other team, but just cheer when the Mets do bad. There's a strikeout, we're like, yeah!
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be awesome.
we might get killed, but
We should.
assassinated.
Fun.
Yeah, this is just an incredibly bad look for Bichette. Obviously, he was probably one of the bigger signings of free agency, and him going to the Mets was a little bit of an odd choice considering how they performed at the end of last season. But obviously, this is fantastic for anyone else in the NL East. This is just great to watch. I honestly think he should have stayed with the Blue Jays. I think that was his best shot of ever winning a title. The Mets was a very odd choice. Obviously, it's not paying out for him very well. I also want to point out, he's had 14 at-bats. Kyle Rowley's played in 4 different games. Bo Bichette has struck out already more than half of his at-bats. He has struck out in 8 of his at-bats. He's only been at the plate 14 times. So currently, he has 1 less at-bat than Kyle Rowley, but yet has only 2 less strikeouts. So he's looking a lot worse than Kyle Rowley right now. So which one are you more disappointed in? Are you
Kyle
more
Rowley,
disappointed
'cause
in
he's
Kyle
better.
Rowley or Bo Bichette?
Kyle Rowley, because he's better. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I agree with that.
I think I'm more disappointed in Bo Bichette just because, well, he's on the Mets first off, and I'm disappointed about anybody that chooses to go to the Mets. Yeah, Andy's done worse. So.
I'm disappointed about us talking about these things for 12 minutes.
yeah. Well, all right. Let's stop talking.
You're on the script next week.
There must be some signs from heaven because the Angels currently have their first 2-0 start since 2007. Plus, is
Where
Mike
do we
Trout
pull
back,
this
guys?
from?
Hello, Dr. Seuss.
Brian is less corny than
I think
how
that
are
is
you more corny than
exactly
Brian?
something
How
that
are you
Brian-
cornier than
That
Brian?
is impressive.
The only thing I want to say on this is Los Angeles is Spanish for the Angels.
Said this.
And so the
So
Los
they're the
Angeles Angels is
Angels.
the Angels. I've told you all this. I don't think I've told you all this.
That's lovely.
That's all I have to say.
I'm happy that Mike Trout's back. I feel like that deserves a second.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he looked good.
Guys, we can't be like Mike Trout is back, but like he's just bad for like a little streak. Like we have to say okay, like he had a good start to the season, but it's also.
I feel like it's a pretty good ESPN impression. That's kind of what they do. Stuff. Yeah, it's such a double standard. But no, yeah, that's why I didn't say anything.
Nah, in an interview though, Mike Trout did mention that he feels way different than he has any of the last 2 seasons that he has played baseball. So I don't know if that's another interpretation point that.
But also it's a lot easier when you're going up against the Astros pitching staff. So.
They're bad. It's over. We should have done that for that.
I mean,
2-2.
It's over.
I also want to point out, yeah, the Angels did drop both games back-to-back after this, so now they're back to 500 at 2-2. And also, their defense is probably the worst in the league. Have you seen their defense?
I just saw Mike Trout made a diving
It's
Mike Trout is the only one that can actually stop a ball in defense.
I
The
need to
rest of
find-
that team is
I
horrendous.
need to find what I took a screenshot of just because I was like, how in the world?
There's one where the third baseman is charging at the ball and tries to throw it to first base to get the guy out, completely misses the bag, about domes the guy in the head, has to dodge out of the way. It looks rough over there.
So I'm not
Really bad
able.
defensively.
I'm not able to watch games because like I don't have streaming services, so I just watch it on my phone. So I just like look at all the kind of like the like get written out in sentences. And first I had Carlos Correa singles on a ground ball to the catcher, Logan Ohape, and that scored two runs to tie it. And then right after that, Christian Walker singles on a line drive to the shortstop, deflected by the pitcher, to score another run.
Can you send me a screenshot of that?
You know what?
Can you send me a screenshot of that?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Angels, I do believe, had a lead on this game at one point. The Astros scored 8 runs that inning off of several errors. I do believe, yeah, so the Angels had 3 errors that entire game. I think they all came in that 1/2 inning. So, yeah. It's a rough scene over there for the Angels.
Yeah, also they did that where catcher threw to third and completely threw it into the outfield, so Pena scored or something like that. We watched it or something.
Wait. Say that again.
Catcher threw it to third, completely over.
Oh yes,
Launched it into
yes,
the outfield.
yes. Yeah.
That too.
I think I'm just happy that the series was 2-2, but knowing that most of the runs we scored were on just tragic defensive, like literal little league errors by the Angels is sad, but I'm just going to pretend that they were all like rightfully
Yeah,
earned.
and the crazy thing is, too, the Angels don't have a bad offense this year. They actually have the most home runs in the league right now at 9. So their offense is clearly not the problem. But like Clemson baseball, if you can't field an outfield, you're not going to be winning baseball games. So right now, that's clearly the thing that they need to fix the most out of anything is their fielding errors. I think if they clean that up, they might be able to compete in a division that's a little bit more run by the Mariners right now. So I don't know. I think if the Angels, they figure out to get on defense, I think they could be a threat, a sneaky threat.
The Angels.
Next up, we got the Braves, who walked it off with the grand slam. And this guy has the whitest name and is a black man. His name is Dominic Smith. And he
Dominique is a black name.
Dominic.
Dominic is also a black name.
I don't think.
I think
I know way too many Dominics that are white.
You know,
that
I
makes
don't
it a white
think,
name. And the last name was Smith.
No, Dominic
The last
is
name.
Let's do this
Where is this
instead.
coming
Yeah.
from?
Dominic is a black name. What?
Dominic Smith?
Smith is
Dominic Smith.
Smith is, I think, a basic name that
So
leans
Riley found
white.
something.
Smith is a neutral name that leans
Phillies
white.
are down 4-0 to the Nats in the first inning.
I'm looking up the origins of the name Dominic.
Oh
I am
my
too.
Gosh. All right. Can we
Yeah,
all
someone,
right.
yeah, someone can go.
Yeah,
Y'all can
yeah,
go.
yeah.
All
I
right,
can go.
Riley, you're the Braves expert. Hit us off on this one.
Yes, I was watching this. The offense looked putrid the entire game up until the 9th inning, and then we tied it in the 9th inning with Carlos Estevez on the mound, who led the league in saves last season. And I don't know, he was throwing like 91-mile-per-hour fastballs. I don't know what was up with this guy, but we tied the game 2-2. And then Dominic Smith strolls up to the plate, and I'm like, okay, we'll go into extras. Like, that's fine. Like, it's fine. At least we tied it. And just nukes a grand slam into the chop house. And, like, you know, it's just like baseball is really back. Like, we're really back. Like, and my team, the Braves, after having last season, like, this just has felt so fantastic after watching last season.
There really is an energy, like the first few games that I've seen that have been around this team that I haven't seen in a minute.
seen Riley happy about baseball.
This is the first time she's been happy about baseball.
I've been miserable for basically as long as I've known you about baseball.
I was pleased with this weekend.
I literally just said there's been a new energy around this team, and I think it's the first time we've seen Riley smile like the Braves about a year. So,
I mean, even when I first met you, you were really mad and venting about us going in October and stuff, and like how the season ended that year, and then you were annoyed all off season, and then you were mad we sucked, and then you've been annoyed all this past off season too. So as long as I've known you,
When you start 0-7 last season, there's
That was
not
pretty
much,
good.
Yeah, that
there's
kinda
not
does
much
it,
to do or
Yeah.
be happy about.
I loved the great. I was so excited. I called Riley. I was like, "Oh my God, we
You
did
didn't
it."
even know. You were trying.
I called her and I was like, "Oh my God, we came back." And
Nope.
I called her. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I knocked on her door. I was like, we did it," and she said, "We did. That was awesome." And it was a fun.
What did we
moment. I was
even
so happy.
call her for?
To go
Like,
downtown.
And you didn't.
and you didn't.
And you
Yeah,
didn't.
you suck.
Clearly.
Dude, okay, I should have called you before and said if the Braves hit a walk-off grand slam, you have to go downtown with us. Because I was talking to Drew about how they were going to do that, like the pitch before it happened
Yeah.
and stuff.
Sure.
And then I called you. It was awesome.
Yeah, we were actually watching it live.
We were watching it
We were
live.
like,
And I said,
Riley Moore.
"Great."
No, you weren't because you didn't even know about it
Oh,
until
yeah,
I
no.
told you.
No, I called her and I was like, "Hey, we came back." And
I
she
was-
was
I
like,
was watching
"Dude,
the
yeah,
Sinners.
grand slam." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
So
You
cool.
put me on the Sinners, so I was watching that.
Yeah, he watched Sinners. Why aren't you watching that yet?
Because there's too many movies. I'm watching Deadpool.
There is
Deadpool.
too many movies. That's
I'm
a good
going to
take.
enjoy Deadpool more than Sinners. I bet.
I could agree.
promise
You will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will.
I mean, I think I'm gonna like him. I don't think I'm gonna like Sinners.
I don't think we've ever had a more off-topic episode.
So I mean, I don't
we
like
keep talking.
I don't
we
like
keep just
Western
having
period
personal
pieces.
conversations.
I don't like Western period pieces. Comment below. if you
Okay,
like
yeah,
Western
buy
period
or
pieces.
sell. Change them. Change
Okay.
them.
All right, buy or sell. We were talking about how ABS should
No,
require.
no, no. Western
Oh.
period pieces.
Okay, what?
Buy or sell, Sinners should have won more Oscars.
Buy or no, sell. Nah,
Oh.
yeah. Buy or sell. MBJ should have won best performance. We can all sell.
Sell.
that. Jackson, who would you give the best performance Oscar
Best
to?
actor.
Let's do it right now.
Jackson, can you
Each of us
name
get
two
2,000 votes.
people
Wagner
that were
Moore
in
guy
the
over
best
there.
performance category?
Jackson, can you name 2 movie directors?
I don't care.
He's just a baseball guy. This
don't
guy's locked
care.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
He would be a Wagner Moore guy.
Dude, you would be a.
Ask ChatGPT. Bye.
Anyways,
We probably sound so snotty just now.
Oh, are we making this a
Making that
baseball show
comment.
again?
them in the
or-
comments.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Oh, we're making this a baseball show
That
again?
was a joke.
Oh, I thought.
So sweet. Oh my God.
God.
Just
Wait, I wasn't being.
understand sarcasm.
That was sarcasm.
Nope.
I was being sarcastic,
Nope.
and you all thought I wasn't.
Nope. That actually makes a lot of sense.
So,
Katie's a bad
Well, then
panelist.
why did you start ChatGPT?
cause it was funny. I was like,
no. We should do 11 more minutes on. On West.
all right, the panel's done talking now. The show's actually over.
You know what? No.
Thank
I'm
you
not.
for what?
Or
Wow.
watch
I used
Sinners.
to watch westerns with my grandpa, and they were from like the 40s, so I was always bored. So I think I just associate them with boring movies. So I haven't really given them
No,
a chance.
no.
Okay, cool. Our next.
Sinners isn't like
I never watched.
just scream it out.
Our next topic is ABS should require a certain percentage of the ball in the strike zone to count as a strike.
Yes, and we're on buy or sell.
I don't have a marker, so I'll just say mine.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, like, duh.
Because I saw yesterday, I don't know what game it was, I saw the most ridiculous overturned ball challenge where like the tiniest bit of the ball touched the strike zone. Like it was like on the top end of the strike zone. The tiniest bit of the ball touched it, and it counts as a strike.
wait,
and
I'm
I don't
so
agree.
dumb. I
And
saw.
I don't agree with that.
So.
Okay, go.
Yeah. I think you have to go extreme either way. You can either say if the ball at all touches, like, or
I
you
don't
have to
like
say,
that.
because like I think if you do a percentage, how annoying would
Like
it be?
10%.
I'm
Like
thinking explaining to a casual fan though.
25.
Explaining to a casual fan because I feel like we do this in reverse sometimes. Where there's like a football rule, and someone will be like, "What is that?" And I'll explain it, and they'll be like, "That's so extra. Why do they do that?" I think sometimes less is more. Simplicity is better. The idea of me watching, I can just see me watching a game, and then it'd be in the strike zone, and you be like, you being like, "Oh my God, that might be a strike." And I'm like, I can see the thing, it's touching it, or it might be a ball. And you're like, oh, there's a 10% rule. If 10% of the ball is there, then it's a strike. But that looks like 5 to 9%. So I think we're okay. I'd be like, this is such a dumb conversation.
I just don't like how like the ball's clearly out of the strike zone. Like most of the ball is clearly out of the strike zone, but because the tiniest little piece of a lace touched the box,
If most of
it's a
my
strike.
foot is in bounds, but just a tiny piece of my shoe is
That's
out of
different.
bounds, that's the same thing. It's
That is the same
exact
thing.
same
Really, that's
concept.
the same
I mean,
thing.
Yeah.
if you just like look at the rules before we had ABS, the difference between a ball and a strike, if any part of the ball touches the strike zone, it is a
It's a
strike.
strike.
So I don't understand understand why all of a sudden we're gonna change that rule to be like 50% of the ball must be in it, because
Not
then that
50.
just makes the strike zone smaller.
Not 50.
Okay,
Yeah, it just
Well,
if you
whatever.
make it 10%, yeah, it just makes the strike
Well, then,
zone
like-
just as concrete, but a little bit.
then that's just like how do you determine like what 10% of the ball is? Because it's gonna be hitting
Yeah, what's
at
10
different
what's
angles
10%
in
of a-
different spots.
What's 10%
and, like,
of a sphere? I don't know how to measure that.
yeah, or like
That's
what if
hard.
it hits the
Someone
corner
does, but we don't care.
versus the side?
Like this, like the stitch versus the not stitch part. You know, it gets touched. That's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just also gonna put my board. I'm going sell on this. I think you can't do. Oh, sorry, Katie. You can't really do a percentage on a baseball, to be completely honest. And I think if we start allowing that to happen, where if it doesn't, like, even if it's just a tiny bit in the plane, if we don't call that a strike, I think that's just wrong. I mean, obviously, the game of baseball is if it touches the box, it is a strike regardless of how much or how little is in it. So I think if we start going off of percentages or just change the rules a little bit, I think it's just going to mess up the game plan. It's just going to mess up the game as a whole.
I didn't have a particular take before this, but I mean, these three have convinced me because I'm trying to think of other sports right now, and it's like basketball, like an inch of your foot is out of bounds. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
That? And then like in baseball, it's like a part of the ball, and in soccer, it's all of the ball has to cross the line, and in football, it's like part of your foot is out of bounds. And I feel like we don't see this in any other sport, and to just make it a baseball thing, I feel like would be like a culture shock, and it would take so much tedious like percentage stuff. It'd be like 9.9, is it 9.8? Like
Well,
I feel like
and
that's just too much.
You would just also be changing the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we're perfecting a new system. We're completely changing the game from how it's been, which I don't mind changing. I'm just saying, like, this is being framed like a way to fix the ABS a little bit when it's not. This has always been the case.
Well, it's also like if we change rules around the strike zone, what other rules can they change? Like if a ball goes down the line, like now they could possibly change the rules if it's on the base path or on the line or whatnot. They call, oh well, this is foul or this is fair now. It's just
Or like if a guy barely catches a home
like if a
run.
guy
I really
if a
like
guy
that one.
barely
I'm a big
catches the
fan of
ball,
that
it
one.
just
If
changes.
a guy barely saves a home run, it's in the stands and he jumps and catches it. But like it's 10% in the stands, then it's a home run.
It seems like like an easy decision, but if you look at the grand scheme of it, it just changes way too much of the game. You just can't do it.
Are we going to talk about the best and worst calls?
No, we are going straight.
just-
We are
Clear it up.
going straight.
We're going straight to buy or sell on. We are going to see umpires
Already on buy or
retire
sell.
in mid-season. I mean, I buy. I don't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but Eugenio Suarez challenged
Probably
the
CB
the
Buckner.
at-bat.
I was-
CB
I
Buckner.
was about to
I
talk
was
about
talking to Katie. I thought it was Buckner as well, and challenged 3 times, and he got all of them right. I mean, I feel like as an umpire, you just can't.
And you saw him getting pissed. You saw CB Buckner
And
getting
then
pissed.
he still
was like,
managed to mess up the call like after that because it was I don't remember the batter again. It might have been like Mike Trout where he called like an out and then the coach came out and the coach got ejected. But I feel like no hate to Buckner, but I feel like Buckner could be one of those guys that we see getting retired because I feel like that's been a consistent problem with him as an
like
umpire.
I love the ABS challenge system, but like from an umpire's perspective, it is disrespectful. And obviously I'm for it. I'm obviously for it, but like it's disrespectful to umpires. Like that's probably how they view it. Like, oh, they're disrespecting my craft by like doing this. And so like
Good,
that's
get
why
better,
I say
get better.
exactly. So that's why I'm saying buy, because they're gonna get real sick of this real fast. I feel like.
Have y'all ever seen a pitch from an umpire's perspective and I got to try to call one when I was a kid and stuff at like a Clemson baseball thing that my grandpa brought me to, and I just stood behind the catcher. I forget who pitched it, but I mean, throw I don't know. It's a Clemson baseball player. He threw 97 or whatever. And they were like, was that a ball or a strike? It's so much harder than you think. Like, you just stand there crouched like that, and you just have this imaginary box in your head. And honestly, I think umpires are, this might be a hot take, really scary good at what they do and stuff. Like in terms of a pitch-to-pitch basis. And so the idea, and I've already yelled at an umpire from my TV, like, are you kidding me and stuff? And it's like, that's such a crazy thing in general to do. Their job is so hard, and so I think it's annoying to do that your whole life and then to have this happen. But it's a good thing.
It's like a humiliation
It is a humiliation.
But I also think it's crazy going off of your point, Kaden. It's just there's people like Jose Altuve and there's people like Aaron Judge, and so they can't even be like, oh yes, shoulder height. They just have to see it, which is so their job is so.
They quite literally have to just guess where it is
But
and hope for the best.
I don't know. I personally, I I want umpires to stay in the game, and I like that.
Same.
I like how ABS is added, and I like that it's still up to the human eye. It's not like the manager can look at, the ABS in the dugout and be like, oh, they were wrong, like, let's challenge it. I like that it's still up to the human eye of the catcher or of the hitter.
I just like hearing ball and strike after every pitch. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I like. But I like umps because I like that.
Right,
And
like
it makes-
like I don't want it to eliminate the exciting calls. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sell. I'm gonna go sell on this. I think that I don't think umpires are gonna start magically retiring this year just because of them getting ego checked by their wrong calls. I think more than anything, this could actually be very helpful for umpires, more specifically in like learning where pitches are, like especially learning from your mistakes. Obviously, CB Buckner had a really bad game where I believe 20 pitches were called wrong. Only 5 of them got called back, where it's changed by ABS, which that also
Still a
opens
lot.
up another conversation that I saw earlier today. So someone put out on social media saying that 2 ABS calls is not enough. That 3 is a better amount to have because CB Buckner, like I said, had 20 wrong calls that entire game and only 5 got turned over. Because early on in the game, obviously, if you miss 1 ABS challenge, you're only dealt 1 the rest of the game, and you have no idea what you're going to run into in the late innings. So I think, my opinion, they should make it 3 just to make it more fair. Like you get 3 strikes and an out. I'd say go three challenges to challenge each pitch. But I do, like I said, I don't think this is going to make umpires retire. I think more than anything, this could help them out. Like obviously, they're going to make some bad calls. What better way than to be called out on your bull crap in front of a live stadium? So I think this is better for umpires, in my opinion.
I think I agree, but like I feel like once we make it to 3, then we're like, do we make it to 4? Do we make it to 5? Like, I feel like it just keeps going up depending on like what the amount is, and I feel like. 2, like Eugenio Suarez used both of his in his 1 at bat, which I feel like is ridiculous, and I see your point there, which is why I kind of agree with you saying move it up as well. But I just feel like that's a conversation that's going to come up in the MLB community for sure if they do keep bumping this number up.
And it's not like you get 1 more if you miss 1. It's you get 2 misses. So if you
Yeah,
miss
you get 2
1,
misses.
if you're getting them right, then you get to keep going and stuff. So I think I like
Yeah.
it. I like it staying at 2 because just in my brain, the idea of being like, all right, go ahead, and they're like, you were wrong, good try. That mistakes happen, and then it's 2. It's like, all right, bro, like calm down. That's kind of how I feel. So yeah, it's a good time to cut them off.
Do you think we'll start seeing this as like a statistic that's being tracked and like
Yes,
helps
for
kind of
sure.
determine like how good players are? Because like if they're able to, if they have an 100% accuracy,
I saw like
knowing balls and strikes, like I think that would way up their
Like,
value.
so-
Who's the type of guy that you would be like leading that, and you'd be like, of course, that guy makes sense.
Salvador Perez.
Salvador Perez.
he is.
I think
it was,
he is leading it right
Yeah,
now.
like it was like getting, like the stat was getting like tracked because he was like doing so well in that series, like with ABS and everything.
I'd love to see one guy become like the Steph Curry of that, like lead that for 12 straight years.
I feel like Freddie would be good at that.
I feel like that.
I feel like he could be. I feel like that could be like a great way to like judge players. Like it could help like them in like trades and stuff like that. Like make players look better. Like obviously if there's a wrong call, you challenge it, you get it right. That just shows more about plate awareness and more vision. So I think that's pretty good.
Cool, dude.
We started ragging on him, and now we're going to finish with, hopefully, maybe talking good about him. Paul Skeens will finish top 3 in Cy Young voting. That is the buy or sell. So Paul Skeens will finish in the top 3 of Cy Young voting.
Sorry, we're just uninspired from your hosting. Here, I'm gonna buy. We're not doing hot takes or beef roll right now. We're not doing beef roll hot takes right now, but I think Paul Skeens' ERA is gonna go down from what it is right now.
That's a crazy hot take.
Yeah.
Super
I think
Burn
that
him
if Paul Skeens, for the next 25 starts, routinely allows 67 runs, I would be really surprised. And so I think it is going to go down.
Well, if he routinely allowed 67 runs, it would go down.
Yeah, I think
It's
if you,
67 and a half.
I think if you round up, I think his ERA is going to go down about 70 runs this season. So that's what I would say. I think he's going to finish top 3 in MVP voting just because I think that, this is easy. So he pitched a third of an inning, and that's what we've seen. That's our sample. He pitched 66.6667% of an inning. That's all we saw. And I think going into this season, if you ask me would he finish top 3 in Cy Young voting, I would say yes. I think this season hasn't changed my opinion, so my answer is still yes.
I'm just going by for now. I'd love to see his next start. After he makes his next start, I'll have something else to say.
I'm going by because of the Livy Dunn
not
drama.
there.
Or drama. I've seen.
It's not drama.
I've seen
it's
Luka.
fabricated.
I've seen Luka pop off because he broke up in his relationship, and I'm seeing Paul
Can't see his
Skeens
kids.
and all of that drama going on with Paul Skeens right now, and I'm like, ooh, if they
he's
break
There's,
up,
there's no drama
Paul
with them.
Skeens could have a little breakout.
Wait,
There's no
I
drama.
thought there was drama.
I just saw some Instagram posts of like her partying in like in some of the posts she was
Wasn't
with like
she
dudes.
like on the
No.
shoulders?
She was on the guy's
of-
shoulders at like a rave or whatever. Which I mean,
She was
I
at the
I
game.
feel like that's drama.
I think in the celebrity world, on
yeah.
a guy's shoulders at a rave that's not that bad, you know. It depends.
When was this?
It was
Fairly recently.
Yeah, I think it was like
she was
a week ago.
she was at his start.
Well, she goes to a lot of things.
Like a few
She's
days
pretty
before
busy.
we Start, I think.
I don't really keep up, but I mean,
Yeah, no, I just. Saw
I
one
would imagine
today.
that Livy Dunn has a lot of plans. I feel like she's not like door dashing like McDonald's and playing
Watching
Call of Duty all
Deadpool,
day.
at night.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's pretty lazy and just kind of chills, but I have no clue. Does Livy Dunn have plans? That should be the bottom scroll here.
Low
Does
graphic.
Livy Dunn have plans? Does she have moves?
I'm pretty sure I predicted Paul Skeens to win the Cy Young last week, and so I guess I'm just like really, going like worst case scenario. But I kind of feel like I don't think he's gonna have a bad season, but I feel like he'll finish like 5th in Cy Young.
Why? Because
It's
of this?
It's
inning?
just the vibes I get.
Okay.
I have no good reasoning.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
So 7.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy on this. I think that this one start is just a fluke, one and done, and I think he'll be back to his old. I think he'll be back to his old ways because I think this might be a wake-up call for him. But that's my take.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna go get some food, and that is basically all we have from the panel of Touching All Bases today. Again, Kaden Hughes, Riley Morgan, Drew Landon, Katie Pfeffer, and Jackson Cash, all joining you guys, and we hope you have a good night.
Yeah, winning.